Welcome back, everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. Please hit that like and subscribe button. It helps us so much. I'm your host, plastic surgeon Dr. Bruce Herman. With me at this beautiful glass table is the amazing Sarah.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
In the box, we got Travis. How are you, man?
Hey, I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. Everybody have a good week?
Yeah.
Anything exciting happen? I've been busy, man. I'm usually quiet at the beginning of the year. It's like usually really kind of heavy at the end of the year, and then January kind of dies off. This January's been crazy. I've been running around, working late nights.
Man.
The only thing I've done that's exciting this week is scheduled a girls' trip for May.
Oh, and where you going?
Cancun.
Oh, nice.
That's dope.
But like an hour out of Cancun, so like on like a
really?
resort.
Okay,
Like an
resort.
all-inclusive resort
Oh,
thing.
those are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard
I actually
those
got
are good.
engaged in Cancun.
Oh, that's cool. I
Yeah,
haven't been to
it's fun on the
Cancun
beach.
since I was like 13.
Yeah, I don't think I've been back since then. Oh, no, we did. This is pretty funny. So, you guys remember swine flu? Okay, so swine flu originated in Mexico, and whenever swine flu hit, travel to Mexico just bottomed out. Like nobody was going to Mexico. So we were like residents, were your doctor in training, and of course we didn't have any money at the time, and so we had the bright idea when swine flu hit to go to
And like help with it?
no
Oh.
to go on vacation.
Oh.
Because nobody was going. And so we booked a trip to Cancun during the middle of swine flu, and it was dirt cheap. I mean, like a few $100 for a hotel and airfare. And when we got to the hotel, the occupancy of the hotel was less than 10%. And so they upgraded us to like a suite that was on the beach where we walk out to the beach and we had our own hot tub.
Did you get swine flu?
No, of course not. The plane was empty. The resort was empty, which was good and bad. I mean, sometimes you like to see people. But yeah, it was a great trip. But all of our friends thought we were totally insane. They were, what are you doing going to the hotbed of swine flu? I'm like, yeah, we're not too concerned about it.
But I feel like that's actually like a good rule of thumb. And not a good rule of thumb, but it's a travel rule of thumb. Like if there is a pandemic or an epidemic going on, if you like want to take a trip, it's like really cheap during that time.
Cheap, man.
Well, Mexico's already
Really
really
cheap.
cheap.
I know. This
man.
was like dirt cheap. I mean, the whole trip, airfare, hotel, all inclusive was less than $1,000, like way less than $1,000.
That's
wow.
what this one is too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
that's great.
it's three girls,
Yeah.
including me, and we're just getting like a hotel room that has 2 queen beds.
Awesome. That'll be so
An
much fun.
all-inclusive
Congratulations. Yeah, we were thinking about doing New Orleans
Thanks.
this weekend, but it just didn't work out because of Monday being a holiday,
Oh.
MLK Day. Yeah.
And it's also going to freeze over Tuesday,
Mm.
apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I hate when it ices. People in Dallas cannot drive in snow and ice. It just is crazy. So,
Well, I don't think anybody's going to be driving.
yeah, it's going to be nuts. I didn't even know that. Now I'm all depressed.
We have a
It's going to be like 5
parade.
degrees.
We have a parade on Monday that's supposed to happen. So we'll see if it's still going.
That will be interesting.
Absolutely.
Whoops.
All right, let's move on to some segments. Beginning of the new year, and I know in the intro last week we were talking about if any of us had resolutions, and we probably should have talked about this last week, and I just think about it, but it's never too late. So today I want to talk about keeping your New Year's health resolutions. And so New Year's resolutions are very, very common. I kind of looked up some of the data.
Is that another solid AI
That
picture?
is a solid A. I feel like it gave me the funniest ones, and I kind of modded it a few times until I thought that one was pretty good though. Like
I'd like to go there.
it looks very nice and
Looks
serene.
very
I feel like
peaceful.
that guy's keeping his resolution to stay healthy. So, but yeah, so 40 to 50% of Americans make resolutions, which that sounds about right to me.
Yeah.
Maybe a little higher than I thought. And it's not surprising because the history of New Year's resolutions goes back way back in time. Early Christians used to do it. They would make resolutions to lead more virtuous lives, which that's not the usual one I make personally, but no, that's good. And then ancient Romans, which this is interesting. So they would make their resolutions in January, and actually January was named after the Roman god Janus, who had 2 faces. One face to look back at the year past, and one to look forward to the year coming. And so the Romans,
Interesting.
in that it was kind of interesting. So the Romans would make resolutions, and then the original or the earliest history of New Year's resolutions goes back to ancient Babylon. 4,000 years ago, at the festival of Akitu, the Babylonians would make resolutions to the gods to be better people or do better things. So this thing goes back quite a ways, and it is interesting how many of the people who do make resolutions make them about health. You know, whether it be
Definitely.
just like physical health, weight loss, dieting, giving up bad things. You know, they estimate that 2/3 to 3/4 of people's resolutions are based on health issues. So
yeah, my CrossFit classes are.
or it's everyone's resolutions are
There's
I
like
want to
people
like
there. There's so many
flip
new
over
people
bigger
there.
tires or whatever.
Yeah, there's so many new people there
Is
right
it?
now.
Oh, right, because of that. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you need to share this with them because we're about to go down how they can keep this. Because unfortunately, failure of keeping New Year's resolutions is extremely common.
Oh, for sure.
And I know that too because there have been years I'm like, okay, this is the year that I'm going to do this or that, and then 2 weeks later, it's not happening. So, 25% of people quit within the first week or two. 40% quit by the end of January. By the end of February, it's up to 80%. And as you get into the summer and fall, it approaches 100%. And only
Yeah.
about 5% of people keep it up the entire year. And so if you're going to make resolutions, it's a good idea to know, why do people fail?
Yeah.
And there's actually been studies on this. I mean, they study everything these days, and people have looked at groups of people who make resolutions and then look at the different reasons why they don't work out. And so there's actually some lists here, which is helpful to know why things fail, because then you can kind of plan for that to keep your New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
So one of the main reasons is when resolutions are really vague. So for example, if you make a resolution like, I'm going to lose weight, you're less likely to do that than if you say, I'm going to lose 10 pounds
By a certain date.
by a certain date, right?
Yes.
Making unrealistic goals.
Yeah.
I mean, if you make a resolution that says, I'm gonna, run a marathon in 2 hours and make the Boston Marathon when you never get off the
Yeah.
couch. I mean, that's obviously
Not
not
gonna
gonna
happen.
happen. Not having a plan of action. I mean, that goes along with anything. If you're gonna do
How
some,
you're gonna do it.
yeah, do some project. It's not just I want this. It's okay, I want this, but these are the steps that I'm gonna take. No monitoring of progress. Once again, that kind of goes into plan of action and making things happen. No support.
Yeah.
If you make up a resolution on your own, you don't tell anybody about it, you don't get held accountable.
Yep, that's true.
Do they do that in your CrossFit where people say this is my resolution and share to kind of push each other? Or?
No, we don't do that. But like, if we're lifting weights, say somebody's doing a deadlift, and they know that that's like their top weight, or they're just struggling, people are yelling at them.
Yeah.
They're like, gah!
That's good. And so, obviously for fitness, it's always good to have that support as well.
Yeah, no, that's I don't like going to the gym by myself because I don't have
Really?
support. I like going to the gym with my friends, like in a group, a community, because
Yeah, it can be a social
there's
thing.
always somebody that if you are not cheering yourself on, there's somebody behind you telling you to go.
That is good. I don't know. I
Yeah.
always tend to when I go to the gym, which hasn't been recently, I kind of plug into my music and get in the zone.
Yeah.
I'm like one of those people that
don't like to be bothered.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, not that I'm normally like that. It's just when I'm at the gym, just
Yeah.
doing my thing, which is
Some
not a
people
lot.
are like a lot of people are like that when at the gym when they're like doing cardio stuff.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
when you're
for
weight training, I think it's really important to have that, like those cheerleaders behind
Yeah.
you sometimes.
Well, it definitely helps with resolutions to kind of to have that support.
Mm-hmm.
Not brushing off setbacks is another reason that things fail. When you have like a big project such as I want to improve my diet or I want to improve my health in these ways, there are going to be times when it doesn't work out. Maybe 1 week you don't hit that target goal, or you don't.
And just like stopping.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you can't let those setbacks cause you to quit. Because with anything, if there's always going to be times when it doesn't work out,
Yeah.
and you just kind of push through it.
Yeah,
Same
I
things
think
with
that's part of
resolutions.
the action plan is kind of like, so if I
Right.
fail, this is what I'm going to do.
That's good. You can go that deep with your plans.
Yeah.
And then finally, not recognizing small achievements.
Yeah.
You have to reward yourself if things go well. If you're on track to meet your goals, recognize that and say, hey, I did this and it's good, and also share it with your support group. So if you are going to make a resolution and you want to keep it and you're serious about it, the best thing to do is to make a plan, as we said, and there's actually a framework for that. Have you guys ever heard of this? I hadn't heard of it, and then when I kind of dug into it, it's actually a thing. It's called the SMART framework. You've heard of that?
I literally just made an Instagram post yesterday
Did you really?
about just, I don't know if it's like goals, but like, well, I guess it is. It was all about goals.
Yeah. Excellent.
I don't even know. I haven't posted
Travis,
it yet.
you heard about
so
this smart-
coming soon.
Oh, it's coming
Tomorrow.
up.
Yeah, it's literally about exercise. It's a little
Okay.
it's like a little TikTok reel thing.
Excellent. Had you heard about the SMART framework?
I've not. This is
I
my
hadn't
first
either.
time.
I guess because I'm not in corporate world. Is this like a corporate world thing, or is this just everything?
I don't
It's
know.
either.
I learned about like action plans, stuff like that, because I have a problem with procrastination.
Join the club.
Like really, really, really bad.
Between the two of us,
So-
it's amazing we get the show off the ground.
Yeah, and because I started going to therapy last year, and whenever I had to close my brick and mortar store for my little store, I didn't know. Like I was just because I didn't want to do it, so I didn't have a plan. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what was happening, and so my therapist, she told me that
About the
plan.
SMART, yeah.
And she like literally was like gave me homework, and so the next time,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, the next time
And it's helpful?
Yeah,
Definitely.
I didn't feel like I was like in chaos.
Right, because you had a plan of action.
Yeah.
So I have a little graphic about the SMART framework. Throw it up, and I'm going to go through it for those that are interested. So the SMART framework, it's an acronym, and it revolves around these 5 pillars of accomplishing a goal. The first is to be specific, and we talked about why things fail. Resolutions are vague. Make your resolution specific, clear, and well-defined. That'll help you to keep it on to success. Next, it has to be measurable. Your goals should have criteria or indicators that allow for that tracking and monitoring, because that's definitely another framework for success. They have to be achievable. We said unrealistic goals are something that will always fail. You want them to be challenging, but they have to be realistic. You know, I can't make a goal if I'm going to run a 3-minute mile. I mean, that's just crazy. They have to be relevant. You always will be more successful in doing things that are meaningful and align with your long-term plans for life. And then finally, having something that's time-bound. We both said that we're procrastinators. If you set a time frame, it makes urgency. So instead of saying, okay, I want to get in shape and run this at some point in the year, set it by a certain date.
Yeah.
And then you have that deadline that you have to meet. And I know that, being a procrastinator, I'm always best when I have a deadline. If I don't have a deadline, I'll put stuff off for eternity.
Yep.
But when you come up against that hard stop, if I got to get this done by a certain time, you tend to get things done. So
Yeah, definitely. So since I have that little girls trip planned.
yeah,
I'm
you have
like-
to plan it.
Yeah, but it's making me be like, okay, I should probably not eat ice cream tonight. You know?
Right. You have a goal.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Right on.
Yeah.
So for those who want to keep their New Year's resolutions, know why resolutions fail. There's many reasons. This has been kind of proven through research. And if you want to make a resolution that you're going to have the best chance to keep and see to success, think about that SMART framework. It really is a good way to plan out a goal and see it to success. So, all right, I'm gonna have to be serious about my resolution. I should take my own advice.
What's your resolution?
I'm procrastinating. And I haven't actually laid it out yet. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna make my resolution is gonna probably bleed into February, but I'm gonna make a resolution over the next week, and I'll bring it next week. And I'll share it with you.
Mine is to try.
We should all do that.
Can
we do that? I mean, even if you don't keep them?
firm up there.
Let's all try to make a resolution for next week, just for fun.
I got
Okay.
And we'll see if we can do it. We'll challenge ourselves.
Let's do it.
We'll be our own support group.
Yeah, and then we're gonna have to look at each other and be like, "Did you do that?"
I'm working on it.
Like,
Yeah, what month is this, March?
2025 gonna be my year.
Yeah, next year's gonna be the year.